Don't believe the spin. Now, if you're daft enough to watch the mainstream media or read certain newspapers, you'd be forgiven for thinking that Starmer had an excellent day in Washington. I've got several clips to show you that will disprove that theory.
Mention Canada. I think you're trying to find a divide between us that doesn't exist. We're the closest of nations, and we had very good discussions today, but we didn't discuss Canada.
Thank you.
We know Trump's had some troubles with Canada recently, but he's managed to bring them to heel now. Starmer mentioning Canada was clearly uncomfortable for Trump, and he wanted him to shut up, and he just said, "That's enough." Making Starmer look like an absolute tit. Even journalists started laughing at him, and then we have this next one.
Between our two countries. That is why this is the greatest alliance for prosperity and security I think the world has ever seen. Whenever necessary, we absolutely backed each other up, and that's at the core.
Could you take on Russia by yourselves?
Well,
Starmer trying to boast about how they're going to look after Ukraine, and Britain's going to send over its 2,000 troops we've got fit for battle at the moment, and then Trump makes a dick out of him again. There was even a comment about Starmer's accent, which, as we all know, is appalling, from Trump, clearly relating to the voice coach scandal, and then commenting about his suit as well. Is that a reference to Lord Ali? I think so. And here's the next clip.
With our friends in the UK and also with some of our European allies, but we also know that there have been infringements on free speech that actually affect not just the British. Of course, what the British do in their own country is up to them, but also affect American technology companies and by extension American citizens. So that is something that we'll talk about today at lunch.
we've had free speech for a very, very long time in the United Kingdom, and it will last for a very, very long time. Well, no, I mean, certainly we wouldn't want to reach across US citizens, and we don't, and that's absolutely right. But in relation to free speech in the UK, I'm very proud of that.
That's the clip for me. JD Vance wouldn't say something that wasn't sanctioned by the White House, that wasn't sanctioned by Trump. He said that on purpose in front of Lammy, in front of Mandelson, and in front of Starmer to humiliate them on the world stage. In other words, saying US businesses are not going to invest in somewhere where free speech is under threat. Starmer even felt the need to jump in live on camera and then shits himself and tries to row back. Usually, the Vice President in America has very little power. If anything, it's more of a ceremonial role than it is actually a practicing, powerful person. But Trump is using JD Vance to do a lot of the heavy lifting, say more of the controversial things, even have a go at their own allies, which is a very smart thing to do. Starmer did not project strength yesterday when he was in Washington. He was like a whipped child. Even Macron did better than Starmer. Don't believe all this crap from the mainstream media that he had a good day. Really, a good day for Starmer is when either a new scandal doesn't break or he's not getting the piss taken out of him left, right and centre. And if that's your measure of having a good day as Prime Minister, then I pity you, but fine, he might have had a decent day by that very weak low bar.